Of the NJ show. I hope you're all doing well. I'm in a good mood today. I feel like charting some altcoins, so I'm going to need you guys to spam up the comments with some altcoin requests. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's one of those days where the market is finally giving us some sort of relief. Goodness gracious. We didn't think we'd get it. It took a long time, but finally we're getting what we think is that bear market rally. And goodness, it has been a tough bear market. A lot of people have been suffering. And at the same time, even though so many people have been suffering from this bear market, a lot of new traders have been born, which is cool, which is really cool. A lot of people like to study the price action. A lot of people like to study the TA. Really good. It will help you in the next cycle. So look, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Let me know which country you guys are tuning in from, because I love to see where the viewers are tuning in from, you know. A quick small shout out to Puya, Elizabeth, Sam, Derry. It's great to see you guys. Great to see the regulars. It's going to be a good episode today. It's going to be a good episode. Hassan, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you, my bro. Let's wait for a few more people to jump in, and we'll get cracking. We'll get cracking. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody doing today? There we go. We've got some more people tuning in. Just get a few more people tuning in, and then we will get the episode started. So how's it going, everyone? How is it going? Puya's tuning in from Italy. Italy. Amazing. Thailand from Joel. Missed yesterday's episode, but happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, Joel. Bastian says, hey, NJ. Hey, Bastian, how's it going? South Africa. Merhaba, Gul. Merhaba. Sean says, yo. Amazing, amazing. Right, we've got enough people here. We've got enough people. Hello from Spain, says Joe. Nice, nice. God, tuning in from all over the world. We need to get like an interactive map. I think we need to get an interactive map just to start pinpointing where all the people from NJ's community is from. It's great to see everybody here. It's great to see everybody here. Right, let's kick the episode off. So, we're going to talk about Bitcoin today. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to do a heavy technical related episode today, right? We're going to chart altcoins. We're going to look at Bitcoin deeply. We're going to look around the market and see if we can get any sort of opportunities, maybe any trading opportunities that might come up. But in order to do that, I'm going to need your help. First, you're going to have to make sure that you're liking the video, all right? It takes a quick second to do. Make it happen. Like the video. We actually managed to hit over 100 likes yesterday on yesterday's episode, and it was a phenomenal feeling. You guys really pulled through for me. We're growing. The NJ community is getting stronger. We're really going to smash it in the next cycle. All right. The next thing I'm going to need you guys to do is remember to subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner. We're getting closer and closer to that 3K mark. I didn't think it would come this quick, but it's happening, and you guys are making that possible. So make sure, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. You'll be part of the NJ community. You'll be part of a growing, thriving community full of positive people looking to smash cryptocurrency, especially in the next cycle. Everything that we do here on this channel is to prepare. We're preparing for the next cycle. And obviously, when we get little pumps in the market like we're getting right now, we tend to trade them. You know, as always, nothing I say is financial advice. Nothing I say constitutes as financial advice. All my ideas belong to me. So if you see me charting an altcoin, or if you see me charting Bitcoin or anything like that, it's up to you whether or not you take that trade. It has nothing to do with Trader NJ or the NJ brand or the In It for the Tech brand, etc., etc., etc. Lastly, before we kick off with Bitcoin, I just want to say a big shout out to Prime XBT. If you're enjoying the content, if you want to get more involved in trading and you want to check out Prime XBT, use the link in the description below. Using the code TRADERNJ, you can sign up to Prime XBT and you'll get up to a $7,000 deposit. I'm also going to be bringing on someone from Prime XBT in the next couple of days to talk about the platform and give us a clear idea of how to use it. In addition to that, we'll make sure that we have a little giveaway on that episode. All right. So I think it will be for the 26th of July, 7 days from now. So make sure you get yourself involved. You could be one of the lucky people to win a $100 code for your Prime XBT account, provided that you sign up with the code TRADERNJ when signing up. Few more people here commenting, a little shout out. So Kalayan, greetings from Northamptonshire, the oven of the UK. Yes, mate, it is boiling today. It is boiling today in the UK. Terry says hi from Upminster, Essex. Nice to see you, mate. Here for Germany, says Tunahan. Bastian from France. Bastian, didn't you say you were from somewhere else? Oh, right, you didn't. You didn't. Right. Okay, so Bastion from France. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. All right, all right, all right. Let's go straight into it. So what we'll do is we'll kick off with a little cap on the market just to see what's going on. Bitcoin, Ethereum, nothing that really stands out to me here. Everything's in the green except obviously XRP and Cardano, which is 0.1% down today. But Cardano did pump though. All right, we charted Cardano yesterday. That was in yesterday's stream. Solana, we mentioned Solana was looking really good. All right, we charted Solana yesterday. We'll review Solana again today for anybody who missed out on it, maybe. But Solana, we did say that was looking good yesterday. And if you think about it, it was kind of a no-brainer, really. You know, it really was kind of a no-brainer. Easy coin to long. I'm very bullish on Solana going into the next cycle. I think that they will do really well. They have all the fundamental drivers to do so. So Solana and Solana's ecosystem is something that we're going to pay attention to in this stream going forward as we grow, as we continue to get closer and closer to that next bull market. Polkadot, nothing much here, but I think Polkadot might be one that we need to chart today. Matic is up too much for the week, to be honest. It's up way too much. I'm just not interested. There may be continuation plans for Matic, but really and truly, I'm just not really interested in Matic. Shiba Inu, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one because I'm starting to get the idea that meme coins are going as well. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, look, Shiba Inu pumping, Doge giving us a little bit of life. I don't know if you guys know about the token MRI, but MRI has given us a crazy pump too. It's up 100% in the last week. So maybe meme coins might be breathing some life into the market too. Avalanche, 37%, again, very, very, very high. LETH, again, 42%, way too much. We need to look for coins that haven't pumped yet, you know? And we need to look for coins that will actually make us some money. We don't want to be buying tops. That's the last thing that we want to do. Moving along really quickly, let's just have a look at the Forex market as well, just to make sure that there's no sort of issues in the traditional markets, just to make sure that we can breathe comfortably while we're trading and we can make sure that there's nothing that might hinder us from doing so. So over here, I can already see we've got a red flag here. Monetary policy meeting minutes, that's for Australia. I don't really think that's going to affect the dollar or us in any way, shape or form. We do have BOE for the UK. That might give us some volatility, so we have to be careful. So what time frame is this in? GMT London +1. So this is my time frame. So 4 p.m. today BST, we're going to have BOE. All right. That will affect GBP. And also we've got the FOMC member Brainard speaking. So again, we might get some volatility today. It might mess us up about, but we'll get into Bitcoin in a moment and really sort of dive deep into where we think Bitcoin is doing, where it's going, and what we think it's doing. Again, tomorrow, nothing really. We've got CAD news, CAD CPI. So USD CAD is kind of like the reverse of the dollar anyway. So we'll see if that gives us any sort of volatility. I'm not really sure what's going on in Canada, to be honest. Thursday, we've got quite a few things happening on Thursday. We've got the unemployment claims. We've got ECB on Thursday, ECB. So Thursday looks like it's going to be the really important day, all right? Thursday is the day that we really need to pay attention to the traditional markets. The reason that we have to pay attention to this is because it does affect Bitcoin. And if something along the lines of this affects Bitcoin, then most likely the market is going to respond. And that means the long positions that you're in for your altcoins or any short positions that you're in, there's going to be a lot of activity and a lot of volatility. For the people tuning in now, welcome to the show. Hope you guys are all doing well. You're just a little bit late. You've missed the intro, but you've not missed anything other than the usual. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the content. Yesterday, we hit 100 likes on the video. All right. Yesterday, we did that. That's what you guys did. You guys, the NJ community, you guys did that. So let's see if we can do something similar today. All right. As you can see below, the banner below, let me know which altcoins you want me to chart. We're going to chart some altcoins today. But first, we're going to dive straight into Bitcoin. All right. So what is going on with Bitcoin? Now, I'm going to need to take a drag on my vape for this one because we spoke about this in detail yesterday, and we're going to speak about this again today. So yesterday, we identified the range Bitcoin was in, and we also mentioned that this was a 34-day range. We spoke about a potential breakout of the range. We spoke about what would happen if we closed inside of the range, and we spoke about the worst case scenarios too. Now, this is the interesting thing with Bitcoin, right? This is something that I don't really like, but it's happened. Okay. Now, if we look over here on this side here, we've got consolidation here, right? This is where the range was formed. This high here is what I've chosen as a deviation of the range. Now we came back, we retested it, we didn't actually take out this high, and we sold off very aggressively. Now it took us a long time before we could revisit this high again. But unfortunately, we didn't even take out this high, which means that the longer we wait here, the longer we take to retest it, the more liquidity that's going to be resting above this high. People will start feeling safe to put their stop losses right here because price just doesn't go back. All right. Now, this is the thing. I was watching Bitcoin yesterday and I noticed something. Do you guys see this high right here? We actually deviated the range. We actually deviated the range. And as soon as we took out the liquidity resting right here, we sold off. Now, one of the long scenarios that we had yesterday, for those who paid attention, one of the long scenarios we had in the sort of lower time frame here, we said that if Bitcoin could come back here, then we could target here. Now that seems to be exactly what's happened, all right? So if you watched the stream yesterday, you would know that we followed this plan right here and Bitcoin pushed up, and it pushed up right in to the exact level that we decided that we were going to take profit at. So let's quickly review that. And then let's talk about what could happen next. So yesterday, as we said, right, price was hovering over here, and we said, look, if we can get a pullback into this 75% of the range right here, why did we ask for a pullback here? Well, resistance, 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 and obviously if we pull back into it finally, I'm expecting this to hold as support. So holding this as support, what did I want to see? Well, I wanted to see some sort of deviation. And did we get that? Yes, we did. We got that right here, didn't we? Okay, we got that right here. And what happened as soon as we bottomed out here? This was your confirmation candle right here, and voila, there's your target right here. We are 5 for 5 on the NJ show. That's 5 trades that we've taken now that have been successful. All right, we don't trade often, we don't trade a lot, but when we do see something that matters to us, we will take that trade. Vegeta, mate, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Hope you're bringing some chart requests. Your call yesterday on Rose was fantastic. Bam Bam Bitcoin, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you in the chat there. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to stress that a lot today in this episode. I really want us to get to that 3K subscriber marker. We're getting so close. It's happening so quickly. I need you guys to all chip in and make that happen for us. Okay. So now look, if we've decided that this is the deviation and this is the target, does that mean the trade is done? Well, for the interim, yes, it means the trade is done. However, that doesn't mean we can't replan. Now, there are a few scenarios that I'm looking at for Bitcoin which make me wonder, right? At the moment, we are in a no man's zone. Okay, so yes, you can technically take a long here with your stop loss here, but the chances of getting stopped out are relatively high. The probability won't be the same. The probability won't be the same. When I called out this position here, when I called out this trade, we hadn't retested the 75% of this range yet. All of these resistances that we had here, we had never come down to test it as support. So naturally, I expected that if we were to come down and we were to test this area, we would see some kind of support or at least a reaction. And we got a reaction and it gave us exactly what we wanted. Now, this is the thing. Now that we've gone back inside of the range, what does that mean? There's a few ways to look at this. The first way to look at it is, are we going to continue ranging like this? That's a very possible scenario. And how would I play that scenario if that scenario was to unfold? So I'll give you guys a second to look at that. So as you can see, we've got the resistance here, we've got the resistance here, we've got the support here, and then obviously the 25% of the range holds here and it holds here. So this is a true range. We've already ascertained from the previous streams that this is in fact the real range. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys something cool in a minute as well to do with Monday's range. I'm going to show you how Monday's range helps us prove that this range that we have here is true. Now, the thing is, if this range is true, then why have we come back in? And what would the confirmation be for us to short it, right? Now, if we've gone back into the range and we've broken below the range high, it means that the natural magnet will be, in fact, the mid-range here. Okay, the mid-range falls in at $20,286. Now, how do we get to that mid-range? Now, for anybody who shorted it blindly here, they would have made some profit. The target would have been the 75% of the range, but ultimately they'd be targeting the mid-range. Okay, now how do we get to the mid-range? For us to get to the mid-range, we need some sort of confirmation. So if we do something like this, then here is your confirmation. That's a bit messy, but there, I'll leave it as that. That would be your confirmation to short it back. Now, interestingly enough, that move has kind of already played out. We've got a little deviation here and we've sold off. So what do we do now for confirmation? Well, we have a level right below it. Okay. Now, if this is support and this is support, which is a higher low, what do we need to see in order to get short? Now, if I was to get short, what I'd do is I'd wait for price to break below and hold here for a second, and my stop loss would pretty much be here. Does that make sense to everyone? That is the first shorting scenario that we've got. And essentially, what I'd be looking for is for price to go to the mid-range. That would be the target. The target would be $20,286. That would be where I expect the mid-range to hold. And I would expect this mid-range to hold because we've got this big deviation here, big deviation here. A pullback into the mid-range right now for me would kind of be bullish. I'd expect it to do something like this, okay? If we're going to continue ranging, we've got a low, a higher low, a higher low. Maybe are we going to make a higher low here? It's very possible. And at the same time too, if we're going to make a higher low here, right? It makes you wonder as well. The altcoins that are going up at the moment, all the altcoins that are going up at the moment, so many people have missed out on these altcoins. We didn't get our positions. Some entries didn't fill. Now, if we was to get a scenario like this, right, where we could short back into the mid-range and create some sort of higher low here, that would give all of us enough time to get on board with the altcoins that we're looking for, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? So I'm going to be looking for this. This scenario here is my favorite one out of the scenarios that we've got. You don't even need to long it here. So a lot of people would go long here. You don't even need to. You can wait until here if you want to long it. There's two range levels here. Now, I'll give you guys a second to screenshot that because that is the plan that I think will unfold. Now, what if that plan doesn't unfold? What if that's not the plan? Well, we can plan for other things, right? So we can plan for something along the lines of this. We can plan for something like that. There's your stop loss right there. There's your confirmation there, and then long it into this level right here. This level falls in at 22,919. All right, so pretty much 23,000. Now, 23,000 is the level that we thought we were going to go to, right? And we did. We pretty much did get to 23,000. It's the level that I've been calling out on this episode, on this show for quite a while now. I've been calling for 23,000 for quite a bit. So for those of you who tune into this show every day, for those of you who listen, like I said, the price action's been really clean. We're looking really good for Bitcoin. We're not going to get it right all the time, but this is one of those. This is one of those weeks or one of those months where we just seem to be nailing everything on the NJ show. So. What else? So look, there's more opportunities as well. So now we've got two scenarios that we've marked out on the show. So we've got the opportunity where we came down here and pushed up into the range. We've got the opportunity where we've come into the mid range and we've pushed up. I'm going to keep using this range until I can't use it anymore. Okay, this is a 34-day range, and the range has held for 34 days. I'm not going to trade it for a day or two and then decide I'm not going to use this range anymore. Okay, so as long as the range remains true, I'm going to keep it. The first question that we always ask ourselves, I mention this every episode, where is price trapped? Okay, it's very clear that price is trapped right here and right here. That's where all the trading has happened. Okay, so as long as the trading happens all inside of here, I'm not going to trade in any other way. I'm not going to change the range either. Now, another shorting scenario we have here is, sometimes when the mid-range is such a magnet, you can get price to just steeply decline like this. Okay, we can get a candle that does that, and it wipes out all of these lows here, from here all the way here. Price can do that. Okay, now, this would make it a little bit tricky when trading Bitcoin, because if price does that and then it just wicks and closes above the mid range, we'd need to see more confirmation in order for us to actually get the long. We wouldn't be able to just long it based off that wick. You know what I mean? We'd need to see something along the lines of something like this before we can push up. Maybe we'd scrap this whole trade out completely. Maybe we wouldn't trade that at all, and we'd wait for price to get above the 75% where we've seen all of this before we can push up here. And ultimately, what I'm hoping for and what I'm looking for is a breakout of this range level here. Once we break out of this, it really opens the doors, So something along the lines of this, and we can start pushing towards 26K. I mean it, 26K. A lot of people will wonder what, but look at how thin this move is. When you're looking at ranges, you look for bulks of the move, right? All of this price action here is, all of the price action right here is nice. We've got nice thick bodied candles, and then we have a thin move here, and then we have that thick body here. So we knew that this was an inefficiency that would eventually need to be filled. Price came up aggressively. Even though it came up aggressively and filled it, we still kind of filled it right here. So when we get thin moves like the one that we have here, if we break out of the range, then naturally my target is going to be, you can even target here if you want. I know that sounds a bit moon boy-esque, but that's what you can do. I'm just being realistic, That's another trade scenario that we've got here with the mid-range. What else have we got? If we was to break below the mid-range, if we do, and that is a possible scenario because we've broken back inside of the range now, then we can target this level here, support, consolidation, very choppy here. So I'd expect this level here to hold. This level holds in at 18,970, so I'd expect that to hold. But ultimately, this is an inefficiency right here. So what I'd expect to happen is something along the lines of this. Now, I'm not saying that that would be the end of the bear rally. I'm not saying that at all. What we can do from here is if we deviated it and came back inside of the range, that would be very bullish as it was sort of here. Okay, since we made this low, we've not really come back and retested this low. We've been going up, we've been making higher lows, especially now we're making a new higher high. So if we was to deviate this range and come back in, I'd expect something along the lines of this. Okay, so really and truly what we're doing right now is we are trading the range for what it is until we get some sort of breakout. Are we going to break out here, or are we going to break out here? That's the real question. Okay, that's the real question. We have got quite a few people in the chat. We've got 50 people in the chat. We have 29 likes. Can we get that up to 50, please, if you don't mind? And remember to subscribe to the channel as well. I need all of your help to do that. You guys, I'm counting on you guys to help me out here. So going back to Bitcoin real quick. So those are the two range levels that we need to make sure that we've got an eye on if we break out. So look, if we break out of this range level here and we hold, we're no longer inside of this range. This range isn't really important to us until price eventually comes back and finds its way. As soon as we break out of this range, we've opened new doors to a whole new area here and a whole new area here. And we can even start zooming out to see where price was capped. So if we look at this, right? If we look at this, price was capped here for so long. Now, once upon a time, the range that we've got here that we're trading was the range that we'd have been trading here. All right. And price eventually sold off and created a new range. Now, if price continues to go up, I was going to say grow up. If price continues to go up and we break back inside of this range here, well, then we've got a new range to play. Then we've got to start looking at price action and we've got to start looking at that range. Now, this is the thing, right? If we did something like that, then this is where I start getting a bit interesting, because, and I'll show you now, hold on. The reason I say it can really open the doors is because, look, for those of you who know about the under over pattern, right? Let's understand the under over pattern. So you've got a low, then it gets below, does this, gets back above, does this. Isn't this a deviation at that point? Isn't it a deviation at that point? Now, if we're trading in this range here, we've got to then zoom out. We've got to use a higher time frame and zoom out. And if we zoom out, then what do? We've got to take the range that's playing here. And suddenly we start talking about prices that people never thought Bitcoin would go back to again. So it's a very, very interesting time to be in cryptocurrency right now. It's very, very difficult to say what price is going to do, which is why we're playing it level to level. However, we have our plans set. And yes, look, Bastian says it here. Oh, I didn't think about that. But it's one of those things, even I didn't really see it until I came on live with you guys. I just saw it now myself. So for now, that's what we have to do with Bitcoin. We have to play the range. We've broken back inside the range. We've got one negative for Bitcoin right there. We've broken back inside the range. The good thing is that this 75% of this range here, it does hold. It does hold. It looks strong. It looks very strong. On a higher time frame, I'm sure this looks a lot better. Let's have a look at maybe the 4 hour. This still looks quite disgusting to me, to be honest, but we are holding. Okay, that's the main thing. We're holding. And as long as we hold, as long as we continue to push higher, once we break out of this range, that's where we really can get bullish. Now, I mentioned that the worst case scenario for Bitcoin would have been this. That is what I really don't want to see. The reason for that is because this liquidity here, we've not taken it yet. These highs here, we've not taken it yet. If we come up and we take these highs and we get back inside of the range, I'm going to have to flip bearish. Either I'm going to flip bearish or I'm going to stay out of the market. All right. And I'll make sure I update you guys to tell you guys that I'm doing that too. Until then, however, we've got a lot of reasons to be bullish. We're holding this beautiful little trend line right here. You see, and trend lines work for people as well, because look, you see, you've got the deviation method right here. You've got a trend line, you break below the trend line, break above the trend line, deviation, hold above, and then voila, you long it. Your target would be range high here. Okay, so it works for everybody in different ways. Everybody's looking at it in different ways. Really, what I don't want to see now is, even if I saw something like this, that wouldn't be very good. However, we'd be at the mid-range, so we'd have a new plan here. We'd figure out what to do here, whether we're going long based off this, based off this, based off this, and based off these here, whether we're going long based on that, or if we think that the mid-range will break and potentially we might be going short. So as I said, the price action today is very, very interesting. We've got so many scenarios that could unfold. Now, the good thing about these scenarios is each scenario has a trigger. All right. So, for instance, if we do something along the lines of this and we break out and we hold, now look, you've had all the opportunity in the world here to hold for this level here. Your stop loss would be around here. If you want to be safe, your stop loss can be around here. you've had all the opportunity in the world to get on board, all right, for this plan, and then we can start moving up towards this 26k level right here. Similarly, if price does something like this, you will have had an opportunity to get on board here. You will have had an opportunity to get on board here. You'll have had you'd have the opportunity to get on board. These plans that I put these plans out there for you. They're not aggressive. They are opportunity based. And as long as you take your time and you're patient, then you will be able to at least paper trade this. So, again, one thing that I want to make sure of is that we've had a deviation here. During this part here, we all thought that Bitcoin was going to do something like this and push up, but it didn't. And I'm sure a lot of people got euphoric around this area here. I'm sure a lot of people did. So we have to make sure that we don't become one of those people. We have to make sure that we've got our eyes on the market and that we are paying attention. So that is all the plans for Bitcoin. I hope you guys understood that. I hope it makes sense. I'll mark out chapters later on in the video for you guys. So if you want to review the long plan, if you want to review the short plan, if you want to review the breakout plan, we can do that. If we move over to ETH real quick, all right? Because my ETH chart hasn't been updated in a while. Now, we actually took a few longs on ETH. We did. All right? We did it on the episodes that we did before. Let's have a look. So let me drag out some of these levels because these are higher time frame levels. And I like having a higher time frame chart. So I have multiple charts for Bitcoin, and I have multiple charts for Ethereum, and I have multiple charts for any altcoins that I want to long or short as well. So I'm going to drag out these lines because some of these levels are extremely important. Okay. So the last time that we charted Ethereum, right, we were looking for a multitude of things. We were trying to ascertain whether Ethereum would go lower or not. Now, at the time, it really looks like Ethereum wanted to come here. Okay, and if we zoom out for a second, hold on. If we just quickly zoom out, let's just try and understand where I got these levels from. Okie dokie, artichoke. Right. So this purple level here is major resistance, okay, for Ethereum. Major resistance. We've got monthly support, monthly support, monthly support, and from this monthly support here, we rallied to a new all-time high. So this purple line here is extremely important to me. Flipping this purple line will be the hardest thing that Ethereum can do, and this purple line comes in at around $1,700. All right, so a lot of people will be talking about $1,700 as a level for Ethereum, but I want you guys to be mindful that it's not going to be something that's easy to flip. It's where we intend to find the most resistance. Okay, so once again, as we're doing our investigations, as we're doing our analysis, we're seeing that actually, do you know what? We are at resistance. Bitcoin broke back into the range, and Ethereum is at major resistance. It's not going to be easy to just simply flip this and scroll up. It doesn't work like that. That's not how trading is. So if we go back into the lower time frames now, what are we seeing? Okay, so it does look bullish. It does look bullish. Here's the purple line here that we marked out, the monthly resistance. Here's the block associated with that monthly resistance, where we expect to find some sort of resistance when looking for a short in the market. Now, the good thing about this resistance is, right, we've got some highs here that look really juicy. One here, we got one here, we got one here, and then the one here looks really nice. Okay, this one here, and incidentally as well, along with those highs, we've got some sort of supply here as well. So look at this, is the up move that led to the move down. We've got this supply zone right here. So essentially speaking, what we could potentially do is we could potentially do this. You know, it's not out of the woods, because if we took out these highs here, a lot of people would flip bullish. A lot of people wouldn't realize that the market is scamming you, you know? And I'll give you an example right here. So look, we've got these highs here, okay? Look at these highs. And the market breaks down. Everyone's like, oh no, Ethereum's going to zero, fam, we're dead. Comes up, okay, all good. But we find resistance here. at this consolidation. Now we break below, we start breaking down, and we're breaking down again. Okay, we're going lower. We're probably going to do this. That's what a lot of people are thinking. And then what the market does, the market pushes up and it takes out these highs. So now everybody's wondering, well, hang on a second. This is bullish for Ethereum. This means that we've taken out market structure. Ethereum, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low. Lower high here as well. Now we scroll up and we've got a higher high. Everybody's getting bullish. And then what happens is Ethereum breaks below the range. Here's your confirmation right here. And then it sells off. Now, not only does it sell off, it makes you think that the range low will give you something, maybe something along the lines of this. But instead of giving us any confirmation, it breaks below. Your confirmation is here and it sells off into the new range. So it's nothing that we've not seen before, right? If we do something like what we're seeing here, it's nothing that we are not to expect. We are prepared for it. We're not going to become moon boys if Ethereum comes here. We're not going to get super bullish. We're going to play the market for what it is. For now, we're not anywhere near that. We know that this purple level here is major resistance. Okay, as long as this provides major resistance, it means that we're going to have to play it for what it is. Now, there's a few things that we can do here. The daily time frame. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now, a few things that we can do. Okay, if we know that this is monthly resistance, one thing that we can do is we can push up and then we can break down. Okay, there's the deviation, there's your stop loss there. Well, sorry, not there. Here is your confirmation. Okay, and then we can start pushing this thing back down. Now, a lot of people aren't going to want Ethereum to go down. So what are the other plans? Now, the thing with Ethereum is the range levels are a little bit different for Ethereum. The range really and truly, the range is like this. Okay, that's the range for Ethereum. And notice as well, look at how some of my support and resistance matches up with the range. I'll show you guys this with Bitcoin in a sec too. I actually forgot. So what we did was with Ethereum, if this was the range high here, we've got resistance. Get my pen out. We've got resistance, 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 resistance. We finally broke above, and then look at this consolidation here. Now we've pushed up. So, okay, all good. But what's the plan now? I'm noticing this. This is kind of what I've got my eye on right here. Okay. So what I'm expecting now is for Ethereum to do a few things. Okay. Let's get rid of this range really quickly, because we've got the range on Bitcoin. Therefore, I can use support and resistance on Ethereum and time it together with Bitcoin. Okay. So using what I've got here, there's a few things that I can see for Ethereum. If Ethereum was to do something like this, that would be very possible. Why would that be possible? Because look at this right here. The liquidity that was here. How long did it take us for us to really round out before we took this liquidity? That's one scenario. And it's not really an unlikely scenario, but it's not a very likely scenario either. Okay. The other scenario we have is pretty much support to support. Okay. So look, we've deviated this level now. We're holding below. Technically speaking, with a bit of a lower low, as long as we break this low here, you could take the short. Okay. So it would be like this and it would be like that. We'd be shorting it right back into this support we have right here. Ledgers, there's 60 of you in the chat. Help me get to 50 likes. Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. Support the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, there's like 50% of you who watch the show and you're not subscribed. So come on, let's make the NJ community grow. Let's grow. Let's get bigger. Okay. Awesome. So back to Ethereum real quick. This is a scenario for Ethereum right here. Now, what happens if we keep going up? Yeah. What happens if we keep going up? So let me remove all of these. Now, what happens if we keep going up? Well, we know that we've got resistance right above us. We know that we've got resistance right above us right here. And we know that this is key resistance. This is the resistance. This is the resistance that sent Ethereum to all-time high. If we flip this resistance, a lot of people will be talking about all-time high. I promise you. As soon as we flip something, if we do something like this, that's one trade scenario, by the way. Stop loss here or stop loss here for a more for a hard stop. So your hard stop would be here. Your soft stop could be here. Ideally, we don't want to break this low, but really and truly, there is a long scenario for Ethereum, and this level here would be the target. But what happens if we flip this level? A lot of people will get bullish because the last time we flipped that level, the last time we flipped this level here, right? Look, price comes up, rejects. We flip this level now, this purple level here. And as soon as we flip it, every time we do, we get some sort of climax in the market. We get some sort of really euphoric push. One time we flipped it and we pushed here. One time we flipped it and we pushed here. And this is what concerns me. This is what really, really concerns me when looking at Ethereum. If we are going to get resistance here, then the way that we pushed up is the same way that we can push down. You know? So I'll give you an example. I'll try and show you an example based off the feed. So here we go. Hold on. That's something that I fear would happen with Ethereum. Now, ignore how low the candles go. Don't worry about that. Just only worry about the levels that we have here, okay? I don't want you guys to think, oh my God, this guy's stupid. He's looking at this and he's looking at that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just focus on the support levels that we have, because we have tested this as support and we've had such major reactions from support going up. There's no reason to suggest that testing it as resistance would not create the same kind of reaction, but in a way that we don't want. And if you think about it logically, a lot of people in the market right now are really, really bullish. A lot of people are really, really bullish in the market. I'm telling you, I'm seeing meme communities going crazy, talking about new all-time highs. I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter again about, why don't you buy this? It's only at 100 million market. It's only at 100K market cap or something stupid like that. The market is so good at twisting your emotions and twisting how you feel, you know? So just be very, very, very careful. Even if you want to be bullish and even if you want to be somebody who's really enjoying the wave, just remember that we have got resistance here. Don't leave that out of your conversation, okay? You will gain a lot more credibility, in not just to other people, but to yourself. You know, when you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, why am I such a freaking loser? You won't think that no more, because you're the kind of person that says, hang on, everybody's getting bullish, but I know that there's serious resistance right here at 1700. So we shouldn't be talking about flipping 1700. We should be talking about what to do when we get to 1700. Okay? And this is where this episode really becomes important. You guys need to manage your portfolios. I shit you not. This is not financial advice. Don't listen to You guys need to manage your portfolios. If you've been riding the wave from the bottom here, and we are now at this kind of resistance here, this will be something that you look back on in the future and you think to yourself, why didn't I sell, man? Why didn't I sell? You know, and I've been a victim of that way more times than I can count, way more times. So it's something that you guys really, really need to pay attention to. This purple line here, when you're looking at it on the hourly, on the 4 hourly, on the daily, look at it on the hourly. Doesn't really look like anything, does it? It just looks like another range level, but it's actually not another range level. It's actually way more important than that. Okay. Now, if we get back above this level and we do something along the lines of this, fucking, oh, you piece of shit. Okay, cool. No, like this. Now, if we get back above this range level and we do something like this, then I'll be the first one to start having this conversation to say, do you know what? I think it's time for a bigger bear market rally than we expected, because we're making higher highs, we are making higher lows, we've broken this resistance and we're still consolidating, we're pressing up against it. Then I'll start talking about this supply level and how we're probably going to break it. okay, to the upside. Ledgers, we have now 70 people in the chat. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're becoming part of the NJ community. We want this community to grow. We want to get to 3,000 subs as soon as possible. I'm going to stress it to you guys as much as I can. I'm here for you guys every single day. We need to get to that 3,000 sub level. We need to do it. All right. Just a quick reminder while we have everybody here, this episode is sponsored by Prime XBT. I'm going to be doing a small giveaway using Prime XBT in the coming days on the 26th of August. The link in the description below is how you can get involved in the movement. Sign up using the code TRADERNJ1 and you will automatically be entered into this $100 code giveaway that I'm going to have in the next couple of days. All right. So make sure you sign up using the description below. And if you're enjoying the content, I can't stress it enough. It takes 2 seconds. Subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. Okay. We want this community to grow and we need you guys to do it because you guys are the community. All right. Moving back over to Ethereum. I digress. So if we do something along the lines of this, then yes. However, we haven't done anything like that yet. All we can focus on at the moment is this level here. And this level here is the level that we must make sure that we give the credit to. We must make sure. Okay. If there's anything that you guys are going to take away from this episode, whether you're joining in late or whether you're not joining in late, maybe you're just listening, maybe you're cooking or cleaning or whatever, and you're listening with your AirPods or whatever, the $1,700 level for Ethereum is the most crucial level that we can potentially get to. Out of all the resistances that I can see, out of all the resistances that I've found, this level is the worst. Okay, this is where I'm expecting the biggest reaction. And honestly speaking, if you guys want to know what I'm doing, I've started taking profits in the market. Now, we're still going to look at altcoins. We're still going to look at trading setups, but there are a few altcoins I held, and I held them from November. And seeing the market pump in the way that the market has pumped, given that we're so close to resistance right now, major resistance, given that Bitcoin has closed back inside the range, I've taken some profits. Did I want to take profit? No, I'm the same as all of you. I don't want to take profit. I want to hold it, and I want to sell only at the absolute top. But when the market is giving you signs, when the market is telling you what to do, you have to find a way to cut your emotions. You have to figure out a way. It's going to be hard. Even myself this morning, when I was selling a few positions, I thought to myself, oh, bro, do you really want to sell here? Do you really want to sell here? And I thought to myself, well, hang on a second. If I'm feeling that way, then I need to get the hell out of my position. Because look, guys, you see me as Trader NJ, right? You see me as Trader NJ and you think that I'm something that I'm not. I'm the same as all of you. And once upon a time, I was in SC's classroom asking the exact same questions that you guys are asking, trying to learn price action in the same way that you guys are trying to learn it. But the main thing, the most important thing about being in SC's class was I listened. And listening is what got me to this position. It wasn't specifically actions, it was listening. Okay. Sometimes you're teaching somebody something and you see, I'm telling you about this range level here. I'm telling you, look, 1700 is important. And you might just choose to ignore it. Now the reason I say that is because we can get a very, very heavy reaction there. So please be very careful when you're trading in the market. All right. Be very, very careful when you're trading in this market. All right. Now, remember the plan that I think is going to happen. I think we're going to do something like this. I think we're going to flip the 1700 level. Everybody's going to get euphoric. We're going to start pushing. We're going to start doing something like this. Everybody's going to be talking about how this person exit the market. This person is wrecked because they've been trying to short. That other person is wrecked because they didn't get involved in the movement. When in reality, we know if we zoom out and we look at like this, we know that the exact same thing happened here, and the same people that got euphoric were getting euphoric right here. And what did the market do? The market bent us all over. All right. So be very, very careful. It's something that I'm looking out for. When I see price action like this, for me, it confirms the bear market. Okay. So when prices look at Ethereum here. Look at Ethereum here, right? This circle right here. Notice how we dump, 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 we continue dumping, we continue dumping. We never at any stage in that dump, there's not even one moment where we come back and take out one of these highs and then dump. We always just dump. Now look, Ethereum, look here, we dump and we dump. We take out this high, here, and then we dump. We dump, we dump, we dump, we dump, we dump. We're dumping a lot now, right? We come back up and take out this high here, and then we get the major sell-off. So for me personally speaking, there's no reason why we can't replicate the same thing here, but here, where we go up, we take out these juicy highs right here. We get everybody bullish because we flip this resistance only to screw everyone over and just dump like that. Okay? So that is Ethereum. That is Ethereum. So that is Bitcoin and that is Ethereum. That is 50 minutes of TA. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's talk about some altcoins, man. Let's do some altcoins. I'm going to look in the chat right now and I'm going to have a look. Let's see. What altcoins have we got? Okay, so the first altcoin I can see is blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's chart XLM. All right, let's chart XLM. Hafu, I'm going to give you your chart. You've asked for XLM. Therefore, I will give you XLM. So let me have a look where Hafu's comment was. It was towards the top. I've lost it now. There we go. Right. So Hafu's asked for XLM. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at XLM. All right. XLM on the monthly. Let's talk about XLM. Let's talk about the story. Okay. Got a bit of a cup and handle here. We've got the big push. Okay. Where is price trapped? Okay. So the first level that's important to me that I can see already is this level here. This swing high right here. That's the first level that's important to me. The second level that's important to me is because we're pressing up against it so much. Maybe this high? Yeah, let's take this high. And the third level that seems to be important to me from this chart, I'm going to take this low because that was the low that caused the market to really rally. Okay, now from here, we're going to go into the weekly and we're going to see if we can refine these levels. Okay, can we refine these levels? Not really. They look good. They look really good on the weekly. They look respected. They look really respected on the weekly. Okay, let's move to the daily then. Okay, now we're starting to paint a bigger picture. We can see how this resistance here, we can see how this support here has now really become resistance. So we've come up. Let's get our pen out. So this was the up move here that took the market down. So that's going to be important. This area right here is going to be very, very important in terms of how we play the market. It means that no matter what we do, this is the target that we're going to use. So how do we get to that target? Let's zoom in and see how do we get to that target, all right? Because we're still on the daily time frame. Okay, so we have juicy highs here, we have juicy highs here, we have juicy high right here. It looks like we're kind of in a range, maybe two ranges even. Let's see if we can mark out a range from here. Let's take it from here and let's mark it to here. Does that look good? Bear with me, let me just make sure. Okay, maybe, let's have a look. Okay, this is making a bit more sense now in terms of XLM. So the green levels that you're seeing here, do not be confused with the 200% extension. These green levels that you're seeing here, these are monthly levels, all right? Now, these monthly levels, it means that we're going to find resistance here. So essentially speaking, if we've got deviation, body candle deviation, get back above, hold, and push up. So we're pushing up now in terms of XLM, but we're pushing up to what we see here as resistance. So the 11.9 cents level is resistance for XLM, and that's really what we need to flip. Why do we need to flip it? Well, I'll show you. Let me show you. All right. So I'm saying that we need to flip it. We need to do this and we need to go up. This area here is going to be important. Why? Because look, support, support. And look at how this support works. Look at how this support works here. Look. Okay. When we sell off, we find resistance right here. It taps the mid-range, we find resistance. But that's not it. That's not it. If we do something along the lines of this, doesn't this become a deviation of this monthly level here? That's pretty big to me. So then we can play the range levels, and on top of that, we have a big deviation right here. This deviation is so big that I would genuinely expect these highs here to get taken. Okay, so for XLM, the plan is this. The current price of XLM is 11.56. All right, I'm saying that we need to overtake the 12-cent marker. If we can get above 12 cents and we can hold 12 cents, right, then the first target would be the mid-range. Second target would be here. Third target would be here. And I would genuinely want to ride it all the way up, because these highs here, this deviation here is nothing compared to the deviation that we've got here. It's nothing. Okay. I would expect XLM to do that. And arguably, excuse me, arguably from these highs here, we can push right into this monthly level here, and then we'll see what happens. But that is what I think for XLM. So are you clear? Is everybody clear with XLM? Is it cool for us to move on for XLM now? Let's quickly check up on Rose while we're here. Rose gave us the confirmation yesterday. I tweeted it yesterday as well. Confirmation was there. Okay. So again, it's the exact same thing. Look at this. We've got this here. We want to see this here. This becomes a deviation, and then maybe even push into somewhere like this. Okay, for Rose. I don't know if we'll get as high as this. I'll be honest. I really don't know if we will. However, a lot of these altcoins are showing us great long opportunities. So if you're not in Rose yet, I wouldn't take the trade now. If you're not in Rose, if you missed yesterday's episode, then you're not going to be in Rose. But what we can do for Rose here, if you're not on board, you really want to be looking at this level right here. This level right here, what does it fall in as? This level right here falls in at the 8-cent marker. So look, around 8 cents is kind of where I bought Rose anyway, because that's where the confirmation was. I think I might even bought it 8.2 or something like that. But that's where I bought it. Now, if price gives us something along the lines of this, then we can start pushing up and we can start doing something like this. Alternatively, we don't have to do that. We can wait for price to get above here, okay? And then we have a new stop loss here, just like the stop loss we had here, and we can start pushing it up for higher, okay? That's Rose. I know you guys didn't really ask for it, but I just wanted to check up on that trade. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Drinking. Good morning. Good morning. Straight Alpha. ADA. So we covered ADA yesterday. Let's see what ADA's doing. So ADA, did ADA actually follow the plan? Hold on. No, ADA didn't follow the plan. ADA did not follow the plan. Okay, cool. That doesn't mean that it can't, though. That doesn't mean that it can't. Bitcoin broke back into the range, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got a pullback. Now, this is the plan for ADA. I'm not sure I'm going to take this. I don't really like trading ADA, but look, I mean, it's for you guys. You guys like trading ADA. I know ADA has a huge community. So this is still my plan for ADA. Alternatively, if we break above the 50-cent level, which is the mid-range of this entire range here, all right? If you don't know how I got these levels for ADA yesterday, watch yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode was extremely informative. It will really help you with your trading, okay? So this is actually my plan for ADA. I'm not going to change this. The only other plan I'll change is if we break above the mid-range. So if we break above the mid-range and we do something like this, I am going to ride it. Why? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm expecting this now to become to support. Okay, I'm expecting it to become support. Okay, so that's my plan for ADA. Let's keep going through the chat. We've got a lot to get through. Hold on. Okay. So Mike, you've mentioned Solana and Matic. I'll tell you why I'm not going to chart those ones. So number one, we charted Solana yesterday, so we can have a quick look to see what Solana's doing. We had a Solana trade yesterday, and really and truly, a majority of that Solana move is done. So for Solana, all I would want is maybe a pullback into the mid-range for continuation. Okay? Getting these levels weren't very easy. You guys saw on the video yesterday exactly how I got these levels for Solana. That's what you want to see. So really and truly for Solana, if we pull back into $41 and we hold that level, I'm going to be looking for a continuation higher. Okay, that's Solana. But for Matic, Matic is up 70% for the week. Do you really want to be trading Matic when you've got things like Rose, which is on the floor, when you've got things like even ADA giving us potential opportunities? Do you really want to trade something that's 60% high? You know, it doesn't really work for me. Okay, Giles says XTZ. Let's have a look at XTZ and then we'll look at ZIL. All right. Right. What is going on with XTZ? Okay, so once again, can I see anything of importance to me on the monthly? Let's have a quick look. Maybe this swing high here. That looks important to me, guys. Oi, there we go. Is that straight? Yeah, that's straight. Okay, cool. This level here looks important to me. Where's price trapped? And then I'm gonna take this low here. So this was the up move that sent the market to new lows. So I'll take this move here as well. I'll use the bottom of this candle. And there we go. There's where price is trapped. Do we have any... Where is... Nope, that's pretty much the same thing. If we drag this out here, this is the low where price found support of. XTZ isn't really looking very clear, you know, Miles. It's not looking very good. I'll be honest, it's not looking good at all. From the weekly alone, I'm not liking the structure of price. I mean, if we... this green level here is the level that we have to flip in order to get these moves. I appreciate that. But it kind of looks like we're at resistance, mate. Where would my target even be? I'd be looking to target these highs, which is a decent move, but XTZ is not looking clear to me at all. We'll have to revisit this one, okay? We need price to unfold much more for XTZ to make sense. Yeah, we need price to unfold way more, okay? So the confirmation for XTZ would be higher up even. It'd be something like this. That's one trade that you could take. And then I'm expecting something like this. And then this becomes a deviation. But that's the thing. This is not a very pretty chart. I would not look to really trade this. It's doing the same thing that the other altcoins are doing, but I wouldn't look to be riding this too much. Okay, XTZ doesn't look like a shout for me. RUNE, I'm seeing RUNE. No, let's do ZIL first. Okay. Okay, all right. We're seeing some stuff here for ZIL. So what's important to me? Let's see. From the monthly chart, I'm going to take out here. I'm going to... Oh, wait. Take here. And I'm going to take this low as well. And you know what? I'm even going to take the close of this candle. I'm even going to take the close. There we go. I'm liking Zalika a lot more. So let's go to the weekly now. Let's see, does that respect? Does that look good? Can I refine these levels? I think this level here can go a little bit higher. Yep, like this. And if we zoom, if we drag this out here, maybe this level can go a little bit higher as well, like that. And then this level here, put it like that. There we go. That's looking a lot better. In fact, that's looking like a very clean range. Let's have a look. Did I just accidentally plot out a range? All right, I've accidentally plotted out a range. So ZIL is looking really freaking good. Let's drag this range out here. Okay, let's remove these green lines, which we got off the monthly. Let's zoom into the daily and let's see what's going on with Zilika. All right, does this range hold? Is this range true? So let's start off by looking at the mid-range real quick. Support, support, resistance. This is an anomaly. This isn't a real move. Resistance, resistance. I was there when this happened. I was there when all of this happened. But it's one of those moves that you can never predict in crypto. You can never predict that kind of move in cryptocurrency. Anyway, for Zilika, there's two things that I'm looking at. So the last time we broke above this level was this here. Okay, the last time we broke above this level and we did something like this, we ended up doing that. Now, are we going to do the same thing? No. But if we break above this level here, then all of this becomes true. So for Zilika, it's a very, very simple play, okay? And I'm taking this on the daily. Let me look on the 4 hourly. So for Zilika, this is what I'm kind of expecting, okay? Either I'm expecting a pullback to take out these lows here and then do something like this and then something like this, and then we can start pushing up. Or alternatively, if we can get above this range level here and hold, maybe give us another deviation so we have a clearer stop loss, because the stop loss at the moment is here. I'm not liking that, okay? If each quadrant is a range within itself, then this is below the mid-range. You know, I don't like that. So ideally, I'd want some sort of deviation, or I'd want price to pull back. So either maybe we can do something along the lines of this then. So maybe we pull back into this block here, take out these lows at least, maybe start pushing up. No trade yet. And then we can put our stop loss there or our stop loss there. Okay, that would be more cleaner for Zilika. Otherwise, Zilika is at resistance. Okay, so really and truly, this deviation here is the one that needs to break. So the other scenario that we have is if we do get a big FU candle like this, then we can look for any sort of pullback and we can ride it back to the mid-range. Why? Because this resistance here, this deviation here is clean. It's clean. So this is where the liquidity is. Here is where the liquidity is, and here is where the liquidity is, right? So in order to catch these moves, the first thing that we need to do is we need to take out this high first. If we can take out this high first, then we can start looking at our pullbacks for the longs. For anybody who caught this range earlier on and they bought it from the range lows here, well, you lot are winning. And just to be safe, remember that you are at resistance. This is the resistance that you need to watch out for, and this is where we are right now. Okay, that's Zilika. Does everybody understand? I'm sure everybody understands. RUNE, I'm seeing a lot about RUNE USDT. Oi. Oh, RUNE looks a little bit more complicated. I see. RUNE looks a little bit more complicated. This is looking a bit like XTZ. I'm not sure if I'm liking this. What stands out to me? Where is price trapped? Students of NJ, where is price trapped? I'm taking this high. Okay. We are taking January 2021. We're taking that high. Why are we taking that high? Easy to see on the monthly. Easy. Support. We flip below it now. This green level here on RUNE looks as dangerous to me as the level that we see on Ethereum for 1700. I'm not liking RUNE. Okay, I'm not liking RUNE. Let's see. deviation, deviation, confirmation, and then we've broken below. On the higher time frame, this looks like the target, okay? But we'll see. We'll see. Let's wait and see. Is that a flat bodied candle? Oh, it is a flat body candle. Look at this. Yo, guys, look at this. So this is a phenomenon in trading, all right? When you get a flat body candle, price usually comes and wicks it out. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. We've got a flat body here as well. Is that a flat body? Yeah, it is. We've got a flat body here as well. So it kind of makes me wonder, are we going to do something like this? You know, it kind of makes me wonder. More fuel for my ETH scenario. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Is there anything on the weekly that I want to pay attention to? Not really. Not really. I like this level that we have here. The daily. Now we have something to work with on the daily. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Let me just make sure. See, it looks a lot more brutal on the daily, to be honest. It looks a lot more brutal on the daily. Now, what is happening with price? It looks like we're taking out all these highs. So you see the liquidity. We want to take this high, and ultimately we want to take this high. So, okay, all right. RUNE should be easy as well. Let's look at RUNE. Let's see if we can find the range for RUNE. So, shall I take it from this high here? Bear with me. I think it's going to have to be like that. There we go. That's a good enough range. We're going to keep this green. We're going to keep this green line. Let's turn it into a different color. Let's turn it into purple because purple is our color of death. All right. So for RUNE, before I talk about RUNE, I'm going to have to plaster you guys once again with the same bollocks. Guys, please make sure you're liking the video. We're at 67 likes. For those of you who haven't already, please can you do us all a favor, like the video. It helps with the algorithms. Every time we hit over 100 likes, the algorithm will pick us up. Eventually it will. Okay. If you're not subscribed to the channel, now is the time to do it. Bottom right hand corner. I'm counting on all of you guys to help us get to 3K subscribers. We're going to get there eventually anyway. But if you guys all pitch in, we can do it ASAP. Okay. So that's one more time of that. Anyway, for RUNE, so what's going on? It's kind of the same thing as the other alts, you know. We found our resistance, our real resistance. The level that we need to really be careful of is right here, okay? It looks like the ring, innit? I don't know. Have you guys ever seen the ring? So this is where I'd be targeting for RUNE. Anything inside of this box is where I'd be targeting for RUNE. Now, it looks like we've missed the long. It looks like we've missed it, okay? So the mid-range plan played out. Now, if this wasn't here, I would have said, well, yeah, look, if we flip the mid-range, you see, this is what I mean by holding, price holding. You see how we flip the mid-range and we're holding here? There's your confirmation right there. And then you would have longed it with a stop loss right there. Or if you wanted to be safe, put a stop loss there. So we've missed out on that. And it does kind of work because look, deviation, deviation, one bigger deviation. And now we're starting to push. Okay, you see that W pattern, the higher low pattern? Push and then we push. Consolidate at the mid-range and then we pushed up into the range, into the 75% of the range. So look, really and truly for RUNE, there's only a few scenarios I can think of. Now, if we look at it like this, okay, so if we do something like this, I'm not going to put it as purple because purple is the color of death. Let's put it orange. I like orange. Orange is Naruto's color. I love Naruto's color. Cool. So if we was to do something along the lines of this, there's your confirmation. There's your long. You could take it here, but I have a feeling everyone will be shitting their pants when price comes here. Everyone will be talking about the trend line that we broke, the mid-range that we broke. Everyone's going to be shitting their pants. So if like right here, you see, everyone shits their pants. It comes up, it retests, it holds, and then boom. Okay. But this plan here, if you want to long it where the X is, it might be a bit difficult for you. But here above the mid range, that's a good plan. That's a really good plan. I'm going to leave it like that as well, actually. I'm going to leave the chart like that and we'll come back and revisit it. Alternatively, if we push up, you guys know the plans. So if we break above the mid range and we hold, just how we did here, if we pull back and we hold above the mid range, our target one would be $2.39, 2.939, and then push up into $3.30. That would be a target two. Ultimately, though, I think that these will break. If we do come up here, either we'll pull back like this and do this, or we'll keep going. But here is the target of interest. Okay, so I'll let you guys take a snippet of Rune. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look to see. We'll do one or two more. Okay, Tunahan. Okay, you've asked twice. Just for you. Just for you. We'll chart FLOKI. Let's look at FLOKI. All right. Jeez Louise, man. FLOKI does not look the same as when I was shilling it. I mean, it's very difficult to chart this. It's very, very difficult to chart this. There's nothing here. Hold on. All right, weekly. Okay, on the weekly we're getting something. All right, so let's try and see if we can do something. Okay, let's try and see if we can do something. So I'm going to take this resistance here. Let's use the purple line of death. Okay, that's one. Is there anything else I can get from the weekly? Maybe here. Maybe. Daily. Yeah, those levels look clear enough. All right, 4 hourly. All right. I mean, it does. These highs here do look really good, but do I think a move like this is going to happen? Let's have a quick look. That's a 161% move. I don't think you should be trading FLOKI. Nah. The the only thing I can think of for FLOKI is this, all right? This is the only thing I can think of for FLOKI, and this is on the 4 hourly time frame. So if we take this low here, if we take this low here, we've deviated it, we've got some confirmation here, we can potentially ride it. This is a range. This is a range for sure. We can ride it to maybe here, okay? Maybe here. This is a deviation. This was the short confirmation right here. We can maybe ride it there. But would I advise trading this right now? No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. It doesn't look like a clean chart. Now, if I remove all of this, and if I draw out a range from... Yeah. There we go. So if I draw out a range like this, it makes a lot more sense. FLOKI makes a lot more sense. The target really and truly is here. Okay. So if we get above the mid range and we hold here, then it opens the doors for this. Okay. So take a screenshot of that. I'm expecting something along the lines here to happen here. Okay. So take a screenshot. That's the plan. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's see. Do we have any more? I'm going to do one more. I'm going to take one more. Okay, maybe I'll take two more. Maybe I'll take... All right, so the last two that we're going to do sand, and we're going to do FIL. Okay? Let's look at sand. USD Thai. Okie dokie, artichoke. Remove that. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Who called out sand? Who called out sand? Just CZ. Nice one, dude. Nice one. This chart looks decent. It looks really bullish from the monthly. Big up just CZ. So let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. We can't really mark out much. We've got these highs here. Okay, that's our purple line of death. Why have I chosen that? Because we've got, man, this thing is a real piece of shit sometimes, you know. Hold on. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so I've marked out our purple line of death here. Why? Because we've got resistance, and when we came back below, when we finally deviated, we came back below and we found resistance, the same place we found resistance. So I'm going to mark out that, all right? Second thing I'm going to mark out is there's more that's important to me here on the monthly. I'm going to mark out this block here, okay? The top of this block here. And we'll give it a different color, not orange, because I'm really liking orange. We'll give it this this Chichi Man color right here. Let's go to the weekly. What are we seeing? It looks to me like we're filling out this inefficiency here. That's what it looks like. It looks like, so we've come down here, but in the same way that we've done it here. So it looks like now we're starting to get that price action, you know, where we start really filling it in, and then maybe we come below. Okay, all right. I'm liking sand a lot. I'm really liking sand. So what else have you got? Can I take anything else from this? Not really. Daily. Are we ready to mark out a range for sand? We've got the high, we've got the low, we've got the deviation. We're ready to mark out a range for sand. Now, remember that this purple line is our purple line of death, okay? It's going to disappear in a sec. Ooh, sexy. Yo, sand is looking sexy, bro. Sand is looking really good. I'm really liking sand. Okay, so what are our targets? How far are we from the range high? Let's have a look, because I might take this trade too, and I want to make good money, not bad money. All right, 84%. Okie dokie. Let me sit up a little bit here. Okay, so for sand, what have we got? Okay. So we've got this swing high here. This swing high here was what sent the market down. We've now taken out this swing high with this candle here. So if I go down in the 4 hour, okay, so we've missed the long. We've missed the long. The confirmation was here. We've missed the long. However, we can plan out what to do next. So ideally, it's going up. It's going up while we're talking about it. Stupid sand. Who's longing this? If we can get one more pullback into here, into the 25%, so this falls in at 1.3285. If we can get one more pullback here like this, I'm going to long this to the mid-range and then break above the mid-range, and it will open the doors into this price here, and then we can start looking up for this. I do think that this is the magnet right now for sand. I do think it is. Alternatively, if you wanted to buy it, your stop loss would have to be here or here. So if price got below and did something like this, you'd probably have to cut the position, and we'd see something like this. However, I'm not going to lie. Sand is looking like the best chart that we've seen so far. It's looking better than Zilika. If we can get anything close to this level here, anything close, I might buy it with a stop loss here. I might do that. I'm down to lose some money if the price action looks like this. This mid-range look untested to me. You know what? I might buy some sand. I'm going to wait till the end of the stream and I might buy some sand. That is a really, really good entry. Okay, this like this. This becomes a deviation of this level here. Yeah, and then we can start pushing up. That looks really bullish, and it looks like a 60-70% move potentially. So that could be a really good shout. So whoever called out sand, well done, GG. I'm going to do one more now, okay? One more, because we've covered so many altcoins, and then I'm going to call it a day. So let's talk about, let us talking FIL, right? Let us do the talking about FIL. God, this looks horrendous. Oh my God, bro. Looks like someone dropped the soap at prison, fam. What is this, bro? Hey, who called out Phil? Ayaz. Why are you calling out Phil? Maybe you might be onto something. Maybe you might be onto something, all right? Maybe it's not moved yet, and that's why you're saying, let's talk about Phil. Okay, so where is price trapped? Now, this is going to be a bit of a bigger range. So I'm going to take this up move here, and I'm going to mark this out. I think we can refine that as well, to be honest. I think we can. Bring it here. Okie dokie, artichoki. Right. And then I'm going to keep this candle, actually. I'm going to keep this candle. I'm not going to lie, man. Phil is looking shit, dude. Can we refine this anymore? No. Okay. That's not a problem. So we know, right? This is what I'm getting from Phil. And I'll tell you guys, just make sure. Wait, what's going on here? So I'll tell you guys, we've got resistance here, support. We've got deviation right here. Okay. And then when we broke below, look how it acted as resistance here as well. So I'm pretty confident in the range levels that we have. Let's have a quick look just to see if we can get a mid-range, just to see if it holds true or not. So let's drag it from here. I want to see this mid-range, okay? Because if the mid-range doesn't look good, then the mid-range looks good to me. Maybe we're missing it by a couple of pips right here. Yeah, man. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Okay, so for Phil, what are we doing for Phil? So for Phil, this is the plan. For Phil, we need to reclaim this level right here, okay? We need to reclaim this level. This level falls in at $6.88. That's the level we need to reclaim. If we can reclaim that level, all of this becomes a deviation and we can start pushing target one, $8.88, $8.81, sorry. Target two will be $10.70. For the mid range is where I'd expect this move to fade out a little bit, all right, depending on where the market is. But that is what I'm seeing for Phil. So Phil, actually, as shitty as it looked 5 minutes ago, you might be onto something, Ayaz. You might be onto something. So look, I would not buy Phil here, right? I wouldn't buy Phil here. If it does reclaim roughly around the $7 level, I will be interested. The thing is, the weird thing about this video is I'm going to have to go back and watch it myself. We've had so many trade plans here. I'm getting bullish myself. We've got more long opportunities than we do shorts. Insane. Insane. Are you buying sand with leverage? No, mate, I'm not. I'm not. So I wouldn't buy sand with leverage. And the reason I wouldn't buy sand with leverage is because leverage is something that you use when you have a much smaller account. Okay. When you've got a larger account and you can afford to spot buy, it's much easier for me to spot buy. So I spot buy. When I trade with Bitcoin and Ethereum, I do use leverage, but I use very low leverage. And leverage isn't really important anyway. I've started filming the risk management video. And in that video, I talk about leverage and stop losses and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys don't understand what leverage is. like you never actually need to worry about how much leverage you're using. It's to do with your position sizing. Okay, leverage just allows you to add more position size. But if you've got a big enough account, then if you're risking say $100, right? So say for instance I want a long FIL. Okay, um, the price follows this exact plan, and my stop loss is going to be here, isn't it? So if price does that and my stop loss is here and I want to risk $1,000, then it doesn't matter what leverage I use, just as long as that when my stop loss gets hit, only $1,000 disappears. Okay, so that's what like leverage is. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So anyway, this is a really good trade plan for FIL. Sand and FIL, two that I'm really looking into. I'm liking it much more than Rose even, so I might even fiddle about with it. Okay, there we go. That was an hour and a half of TA. So look, if you guys enjoyed that, make sure you like the video. We're so close. We're 77 likes. We are not that far away from 100 likes. Now, it's going to be difficult for you guys to get me there, but we're not that far away from 100 likes. So look, make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're sharing it, and the most important thing is make sure you're subscribing to the channel, because we want to get to those 3K subscriber mark. We want to do it. We can do it. And if we do it, it won't just be me, it will be all of us. The NJ community, right? The community that we're building here is just so different. It's so much better than the other communities that we see. So look, I'm gonna talk about 2-3 things very quickly, and then we're going to wrap up the show. All right. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys today about is the metaverse. So look, yesterday, if you tuned into the show, one of the pieces that we covered was to do with NFT volume dying off completely. And of course, that's going to affect Metaverse. It's going to affect Metaverse because NFTs and Metaverse kind of go hand in hand, NFTs and blockchain gaming. Now, the thing is, that was yesterday, and today we're seeing this. Today, we're seeing that Dubai is launching a Metaverse strategy. Now, I'm invested in one or two tokens that are Metaverse games, but at the same time, they are being hosted in Dubai, right? Now, Dubai wants to become the capital of crypto, okay? And because they want to become the capital of crypto, when I see something like this, it refuels my thoughts. I am so bullish on the metaverse space. I really and truly believe that in the next cycle, we're going to have a metaverse wave once again. I know a lot of people don't agree, but the way that the world is preparing for it, we've got so many industries now that are trying to harness metaverse, and we've got countries now that are actually trying to build metaverse strategies, because these guys are smart enough to know that we are moving forward. Online is the new thing. When I was younger, when I was super young, like a little kid, it was all about going out and playing with your friends. And then something called MSN Messenger came along, and suddenly nobody wanted to go out anymore. Everybody wanted to stay home and sit on MSN Messenger. Then we had things like Habbo Hotel, we had things like RuneScape, and suddenly you're not just at home now, you're at home playing a game with your friends in an online world where you get to role play. Okay? A lot of people forget that that is the concept of what metaverse is. Now, metaverse, what we're doing with metaverse here is we're taking that same concept where you can stay home and live an alternative life. Okay? Not only can you live an alternative life, you're getting coins in the game, you're getting currencies in the game. And these coins and currencies are tradable on the exchanges that we trade on. Binance, imagine playing a game like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, and then you're able to take those tokens that you farmed or you've done anything with. So how did I used to do it on RuneScape? I used to make arrows on RuneScape, or I used to go and fish for lobsters on RuneScape. Me and my cousins would take turns on the account. We had one account, and we would fish for lobsters, and after we get a certain amount of lobsters, we would go to the bank and we would say, I'm selling X amount of tokens for this much. Okay? X amount of lobsters for this much. And then somebody would give me 100k tokens for those lobsters. Now, those 100k tokens, imagine you could go on an exchange like Binance or Qcoin or Gate or FTX, and you could sell those tokens for money. Imagine you could. So in the last bull run that we had, Agreed. I completely agree with everybody in the sense in the sense that it was just a wave. It was something that came and it went, but I think it's something that's going to come again. In the last bull run, our most achieving metaverse token was what? AXS? Axes? That's like a Flappy Bird token kind of game, if you think about it. It's nowhere near as complicated as something like RuneScape or World of Warcraft. Now, imagine in the next cycle when developers have money, Bitcoin is going up, Ethereum is going up, altcoins are going up, everybody's rich again, everybody's making some kind of money. Developers are going to have money too. Okay? Now, if we take that concept, then theoretically speaking, these developers who are building these games, they're going to be building it with complexity so that it's not just a case of hitting the space bar and your bird goes up and down. You're able to go on a story, an adventure, a journey. You get to a stage where you're harnessing your skills. You're fishing for lobsters and you're throwing the fishing rod and you're building arrows, you're cutting trees for wood. And then when you sell these tokens, when you sell these objects inside the game, which I imagine will be NFTs, you can then use those tokens and trade them on exchanges, and vice versa. You can buy tokens on the exchanges and send them to the game platform where you can then boost your skill set up a lot quicker. So I really think that at some stage we are going to get something crazy along the lines of RuneScape or World of Warcraft that really comes and really takes on the metaverse space. And I really believe there's going to be millions of dollars to be made from it. Okay. So we on the NJ show, we, the NJ community, we have to stay on top of it because a time will come. Yeah. And I will cover all of them. I promise you. I'll cover all of them and I'll give them ratings and all sorts. Yeah. A time will come on the NJ show when we just talk about altcoins, where we'll talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, we'll talk about a bit of news, and then we'll talk about one altcoin pick for the day. It will be a new project, something that's coming to try and change the way that the metaverse space works. We will do that. In the meantime, however, because we are in a bear market technically, we have to be in a position where we are still researching them and seeing news like this. Sheikh Hamdan launches Dubai's metaverse strategy. Spain wants to adopt the metaverse for its entire country. Seeing news like this, it fuels our fundamental analysis. So if you're talking to your friend today, maybe you're pumping at the gym or something like that, and your friend says, yo, bro, are you still in this crypto thing? Some dickhead thing. You say, yeah, I am in crypto. They say, oh, what's this metaverse thing, blood? You're always talking about metaverse. That's dead, fam. Metaverse ain't coming back. It's finished. You turn around and say, well, hang on a second, dickhead. That's not actually true. The reason I'm saying this is because Dubai is adopting it. Spain is adopting it. Multiple countries are adopting it. In the last cycle, we saw games that were coming out that had no complexity, no real code behind it. This cycle, when people have more money, when people have more to spend, when there are much more people in cryptocurrency, you wait and see what's going to be developed. Okay? And that is how you fight back using fundamental analysis. And again, we have more on Metaverse. So Times New Cover, the Metaverse will change everything. I cannot stress how bullish I am on the Metaverse space. I just can't stress it. Okay, I'm going to be a player in that game. I want to be a player. I won't be the biggest player, neither will you. But we're going to be covering every new metaverse project that comes out, the best ones anyway. All right, there's going to be hundreds that come out. Everybody's going to want to be copying each other and whatnot. But you know, we are going to be covering those. We want to find the next complex game. We want developers to really work hard and build a game that you would actually play. You know, I'm 30 years old. I remember playing RuneScape. I remember when I was 14, 15, how fun that was. I probably wouldn't play those kind of games again, but I know that there will be a lot of kids who will, a lot of youngsters who will. Okay, I was 18, 19, and I was still logging in once a week just to check out my account here and there. I remember doing that. Okay, so there will be a lot of people who really get involved. There will be a lot of people who really get involved, and we want to make sure that we are on board with those things. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk to you guys about today is oh, okay, well, I need to sign in for this. But anyway, I'll leave it like that because you guys can still see it. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is Binance. So look, all the altcoins that we covered today, except maybe FLOKI, except maybe FLOKI, notice how all of those altcoins are on Binance. Binance is going wild. All the volume, all the trading volume that you're experiencing is being sucked into Binance. And this is what Binance is known for. Binance is known for this. They are the best spot exchange that you can trade on. And right now, everything is going bonkers on Binance. So look, all these trade plans that we took today, all these plans that we've marked out at the early stages of the episode and whatnot, I would strongly suggest you pay attention to all of the Binance altcoins, because the ones that we charted today, they're all Binance coins. They're all doing very similar things. All the liquidity is going into them. Binance is going wild, to the point where we've even got news now that says Binance has surpassed Coinbase to become the exchange with the most Bitcoin. Unbelievable. So if you're paying attention to the crypto space, if you're paying attention to Binance, that is where you need to be looking. Those are the altcoins that are going wild. Strongly suggest you do. I will leave you there. That was a fantastic, fantastic episode. Guys, what can I say? It has been a great episode. Great episode. We did a lot of altcoins today. We did a lot of Bitcoin today, a lot of Ethereum today. Look, I'm going to say it one more time. We are at 80 likes, okay? If we can get this to 100 likes, that would be amazing. If you're watching live, if you're watching later on, if you're not watching live, if you're watching this recorded, help me get to 100 likes and help me get to 3K subscribers. We are getting there. We are really getting there. I will leave you guys on that note. Take care, everyone, and have a good day. I will see you tomorrow, as always, at 12:15 BST. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.